Let's do some math. All right, let's do some math. All right, last lesson of module 4. Yay, lesson 4. We were just practicing multiplication with area. This was a really fast lesson. Oh, look at that. There it is already. Oh, nope, I did the wrong thing. I have to share my screen with you. You couldn't see that. There it is. And there it is. And let's do that. Okay, here it is. Hal is painting a wall that measures 10 1/4 feet by 9 feet. What is the area of the wall? So there's our 10 1/4 feet by 9 feet. So we would have 10 1/4 times 9 equals. So there are a couple of ways we can do this one, right? We can take our whole number and put a 1 under it. If it's a whole number, we can put a 1 under it. We can also rename our 10 1/4. If we do that, 10 1/4 becomes 41/4 times, there's our 9 with our 1 under it. Okay? So I can easily do the denominator, 4 times 1. 41 times 9. I'm going to go off to the side and do that work. 9. 4 times 9 is 36. Yep. So we have 369 fourths. You can't leave it like that. So I'm going to rewrite 369 fourths. That is 369 divided by 4. 4 goes into 3. 0 times. 4 goes into 36. 9 times. We multiply and subtract. We have 0. Bring down that 9. 4 goes into 9. 2 times. 4 times 2 is 8. We have 1 left over. So we have a whole 92 here in our quotient. And then the remainder is the numerator, the divisor is the denominator. So we have 92 1/4. Did you label your answer? Square feet or feet squared? There it is. Good. All right, next, a rug is 2 3/5 feet wide and 6 feet long. What is the area of the rug? Write an equation to model. So this one, I want to do a little bit differently. So I know it is 6 feet long. That's my length. And my width is 2 3/5. There's the easy part. There's my equation. Equals n. I want to try the distributive model for this one because it has, or the distributive method, because I have a whole 6. So if you remember, it would be 6 times, I'm going to do parentheses, and I'm going to rewrite 2 3/5. So now that and, instead of being an invisible plus sign, now we can see it. And the distributive method says multiply that 6 by each part that's inside the parentheses. So I would do 6 times 2 is 12 plus 6 times 3/5. Yep. So it becomes 6 over 1. So then we would have 6 times 3 is 18. 1 times 5 is 5. So now we have 12 18/5. But you know, I want to change that. 12 18/5. We will rename that. 5 goes into 18 3 whole times. And that would be 15. And then we would have 3/5 left over. So that tells me 12 plus 3 is 15 3/5. And again, we're finding the area. We are doing square feet. There's my answer. Got off the screen a little bit. There it is. Good job. All right. The next four, we're just practicing here. So we have 2 3/5. I'm going to rename that right away. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 3, 13 fifths. 4 times 5, plus 1. There it is. So now I have to do 13 times 21. I'm going to rewrite that over here. Am I still there? There I am. 3, 1, 6, 2. Let's see if you're getting the same thing as me. $273. That's our numerator. And then we had 5 times 4 is 20. So now I'm going to do 273 divided by 20. 20 goes into 2.
We can't do that.
20 goes into 27. One time. I'll subtract.
And now equals 7.
Good. I'll bring down the 3. 20 goes into 73.
You can go into 73 3 times.
3 times. Move myself up a little bit here. 3 times. 3 times 20 is 60. I subtract. So I have a whole 13 and 13 twentieths square feet. There's that answer. All right. Well done. I love it. All right. Again, I have 2 mixed numbers for the next one. So I'm going to go ahead and rename right away. 2 2/3 would be 8 thirds times 4 3/4 would be 15 fourths. All right, do the work. 15 times 8, you don't know, would be 120. So I have 120 twelfths. Ooh, that's interesting. Think about what we know about multiplying by zeros. If I know 12 times 10 equals 120, then I can do the inverse operation and know 120 divided by 12 equals a whole 10. Good. All right. Oh, I have a whole number. I'm going to do this the distributive way. 3 times 2 7/8 equals 3 times 2 7/8. So that's what it will look like. I'm going to do 3 times 2 is 6. And 3 times 7/8 is going to be 21/8. I'm going to rename the 21/8. That's going to equal, 21/8 is going to equal 2 5/8. Add the 2 to the 6 I already had, 8 5/8. And now we're talking square yards. All right, rock and roll. One more like this. Oh, this one, 2/3 times 3/4. We're going to end on one that we don't even have to do any renaming. 2 times 3 is 6. 3 times 4 is 12. You can leave it as 6/12 square miles. Or if you recognize that can be simplified, it can be simplified to 1/2 square miles. All right, let's see what happens in this next situation. Caleb needs to place a ground cover under a tent. Ooh, have you ever been camping?
Oh, yeah.
That ground cover will help so that if the ground is wet or cold or something like that, it will help, won't it?
Yeah.
Keep you comfortable. The floor of the tent measures 8 3/4 feet by 9 2/3 feet. He purchases a ground cover that states it covers 90 square feet. Will the ground cover be able to be used under the tent? So what we need to do is we need to find the area of that ground cover. 8 3/4 times 9 2/3. So I'm going to rename. 8 times 4 is 32, plus 3 is 35/4 times 9 times 3 is 27, plus 2 is 29/3. So 35 times 29. Working along with me at home, I hope. Looks like 1,015 twelfths. 1,015 twelfths. I've got some work to do here. Let's see where I can find some room. 1,015 divided by 12. I don't like that I got into that, the words on the side of the page. I'm going to move down a little bit. 1,015 divided by 12. 12 can't go into 1. It can't go into 10. It's going to go into 101. Oh, I'm going to say 8 times. I'm going to guess and check. 8 times 2. That gives me a 96. That's pretty good. Leaves me with 5. I bring down my 5. 12 goes into 55. I want to say 4 times. That's 48. When I subtract, I get 7. So I have 84 and 7/12. 84 and 7/12, and that is square feet. The ground cover he purchased states that it covers 90 square feet. Is this big enough to be used under his tent? If it can cover 90 square feet and his tent is 84 and 7/12, is it enough? Oh, yeah, it is. Yes, this is the tent. This is the ground cover. Yeah, I think you had them backwards. Yes. The ground cover, my explanation, the ground cover, it has less area than, no, the ground cover has, now you got me thinking like you were thinking, has more area than the tent floor. Yes, so it would be enough because 84 and 7/12 is less than 90 square feet. All right, that wasn't so bad. Let's look at this test prep. Are we ready for the test? What is the area of this rectangle? We have 2 3/8 and 10 1/2. So we have length is 10 1/2 by 2 3/8. Let's rename. 10 1/2. 21 halves times, what about 2 3/8?
19. So it's
Wait, oh yeah, 19, sorry. Eighths, oh, I wrote those different. Okay, I need to do 19 times 21 over here. 9, 18, 0 placeholder, 1, 2, add them up. Looks like I have 399 16ths. Woo! Is that a choice? No. Yep, I'll go right here. 399 divided by 16. Can 16 go into 3? 16 goes into 39. I think you're right with 2. 2 times 16 would be 32. Have a 7, I bring down a 9. Ooh, now we'll try.
It can be 5.
It cannot be 5?
Because then that will be 80.
Oh, so we're going 4 because that's really close. 4 times 6 is 24, and then 6. So that would leave us with 15. Oh, look at that. 24 and 15/16 square feet. That is our letter A. Shoo! I did it all the right way this time. All right. Next, select all the sets of dimensions of a rectangle with an area greater than 8 square inches. Oh, we've got some work to do. All right. Let's see. I would have 7 halves by 13/5, which would give me 91/10, which would be 9 1/10. Greater than 8 square inches? Yes, greater than 8 square inches. Okay, that's a winner. 4 times 1 and 2/5 equals 4 and 8/5, which equals 5 and 3/5. Greater than 8? No. 5 by 1 and 3/4. I can kind of guess. Is that going to get me to 8? If I have 5 of 1 and 3/4, 1 and 3/4 is almost 2. So it's going to be close. 5 times 1 and 3/4. I'm doing these the distributive way just so you can see it. If you're doing it at home and you're doing the renaming, you can absolutely do that. Rename it as an improper fraction. I'm doing 5 times 1 equals 5, and 5 times 3/4 is 15/4, which equals 5 and 3 3/4. That's going to be more than 8. Letter C is a good one. What if we're doing 10 inches by 3/4 inches? 10 of 3/4.
That will be way too.
Yeah, it's kind of tricky because 3/4 is almost 1. You're predicting greater. So 10, it's a whole number. And I'm going to multiply and get 30/4, which is going to be 7 and 2/4. Not enough. All right, 2 and 2/3 by 3 and 1/5. I'm going to rename. I have 8/3 times 16/5 equals. Did you just tell me what 8 times 16 was a minute ago? No? It was 128/15, which is going to be, I need to do a little work over here. 128 divided by 15. 15, oh boy. 15 goes into 1, nope. Into 12, nope. Into 128. So I'm going to go kind of with a bigger number. I'm going to try 7. 7 times 5 is 35. 7 times 1 plus 3 is going to give me that 10. Oh, I think I should have gone 8. I'm going to have too much left there. That was a good guess. It got me close. It's going to be 8 and some more, right? 8 and 8/15. So it looks like A, C, and E. Those are the sets with an area greater than 8 square inches. Couple more. We're getting there. Ewan measures 2 rectangular tabletops. The green tabletop has dimensions of 7 feet by 4.5 feet. The area of the brown tabletop is 1.5 times as great as the area of the green tabletop. What is the area of the brown tabletop? So green is 7 feet by 4.5 feet. Brown is 1.5 times as great. Does that mean it's bigger or smaller? Is its area greater or less if it's 1.5 times as great? 1.5 times great. So it's going to be bigger, right? Okay. So first we have to determine how big is that green tabletop. So I have 7 times 4 1/2 is going to give me 8 halves, which is going to be 56 halves, which is going to be renamed as 28, a whole 28. Nice. All right, 1 1/2 times 28 equals, we have 3 halves times 28 over 1 equals 84 eighths, which is going to be 10 4/8. We are talking square feet here. You may notice 4/8 can be simplified. 10 1/2 square feet for a simplified answer. I'll box both of those. They're both good. All right, one more before our spiral review. Mr. King is placing tile, sounds like Mr. Alexander, on the entry hall of a museum. Oh, he doesn't do museums. He just does our houses. The entry hall is rectangular with dimensions 20 3/4 feet by 15 feet. What is the area of the entry hall? 20 3/4 by 15 equals. I'm going to do this. Distributive property. 15 times 20 3/4. So 15 times 20. 15 times 2 is 30. And I have another 0 plus 15 times 3/4 would be 45/4. All right. So that is 300 plus 10. No, almost 11 1/4. The entry of the hall would then be 311 1/4 square feet. That's a big entry. Lots of tiling to do there. I feel bad for him. If it's his job, he's used to it. All right. Oh, look, we have fraction strips. So we used fraction strips for so long. I miss them. We can use that to show 7/6 minus 1/3. So here's our 7/6. It's more than 1. If I am subtracting 1/3, 1/3 is the same as 2/6. I would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left over. Now, if I didn't have that model, I would do 7/6 minus 2/6 because we're subtracting. We need a common denominator. And there's our 5/6 that the model shows. Oh, look at this. They're giving us one more to multiply. We've got 19/6 times 12/5 equals. All right, I've got to do 19 times 12. I can't do that in my head. 18, 3, 0 placeholder, 9, 1. We have 8. We have 228 out of 90. 6 times 15 gives me, oh, no. 6 times 5, woo, gives me 30ths. Who thought they were going to call a challenge on the very last one? It happens. All right. 228 divided by 30. That's what our fraction shows. 30 cannot go into 2, cannot go into 22. It's going to go into 228. I'm going to go with 7 times. That gives me 210, and I'm left with 18. So that means I have 7 and 18/30. You may recognize those are both even numbers. They are also both factors of 6. It can be simplified to 7 and 3/10. So if you did not simplify, if you got that 7 and 18/30, that is just fine. If you did simplify, well done. That is it for Module 9. We're going to move on to Module 10, which is dividing fractions. But bring your questions for review. We'll be reviewing tomorrow and taking that quiz. And that's it for Module 9. See you next time.